I mean, it's hard to process, because I told the story. I remember coming to this race when I was, I think, 13, my dad's first 24-hour, and I was just happy to be able to get in the pit area and to now be not only allowed in the pit area in a race car, but to be invited into the Hall of Fame. It's just really hard to process. And so I still remember being that wide-eyed kid that was happy to be able to stay up past his bedtime and run from the signal pits to the pits and pass messages and just hope that someday I could drive and race. And then when you race, to win, and then when you win, to win a championship and so forth. And so, your head's down digging, and then all of a sudden, when you look back, you're like, wow, that was a pretty good run. And so, I'm glad somebody else is deciding who goes and who doesn't. Just the people in my class, like Phil Remington. I used to love to go talk to him and bend his ear and watch him work metal when he worked with Gurney and Samposi, and so it's hard to understand why you get picked and they don't, and so forth. And the ones that are already in, it's a select group. I mean, from all the disciplines, it's not just NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is International Motorsports Hall of Fame. So you got bikes and boats and cars and everything. And so, you only got one guy going in a year from your discipline. And so to get that nod, I wouldn't really let myself think about it until I got the call. And so, needless to say, I'm thrilled. It's weird because I sat out the time when most people are making their hay. Most 30s is usually the most productive years for a racer. And I was, shortly after I turned 31 was when I stopped. And so, but I think, that run at the end in Trans Am, it was kind of the second glory days era of Trans Am. And so to be a part of that with so many big names and to win the 3 titles in a row, and that last one, was certainly an exclamation point with the win streak. I'm thinking that's the thing most people talk about and most people remember me for. And so, had a great run all the way up through there, with a little intermission with my accident and coming back from that. And so, but, obviously we talk about how much is a team sport, but if you think about the other sports, you have guys in the Hall of Fame that weren't necessarily with great teams. There are no racers in the Hall of Fame that didn't drive for all great teams. It has a disproportionate effect on how good you look. And so, I share this with a lot of, hardworking guys and girls.